Hello YouTube. What I've got with me here, this is a spanking paddle, and paddles like these, they're used on children and teenagers in various schools throughout the country. In some schools and in some places where they can still do that. Some paddles, such as this one, has got holes drilled in it, and what the holes do is it cuts down on the air resistance when you swing the paddle, and that allows the paddle to swing faster, and it allows it to hit harder. And there have been some grievous injuries that have occurred to school students, school children, after being hit with paddles. There have been children who've needed medical attention, and so they've pictures of the buttocks of some of these children after being paddled. It is quite gruesome. These are deadly instruments. There were people who were trying to who were trying to campaign against this. They were trying to bring these into the Capitol building in Austin, Texas, and they couldn't because they were considered weapons, so they wouldn't let them bring their paddles in. So these are considered weapons, and yeah, they are. I mean, this is hardwood oak, and it's quite deadly, especially with the holes in it that allows it to go faster. And now New Jersey is the first state to actually ban this, since there's some 30 states in this country that ban the paddle and that ban paddling in schools. New Jersey was the first. And the reason why it got banned in New Jersey was back in the 1860s. It was right after the Civil War that New Jersey banned the paddle. Why? Because the paddle, what it was originally used for, was for use on slaves. Whereas most people think that it was the bullwhip, which was the preferred tool of punishment on slaves. Sometimes it was, but they also sometimes got it with the paddle because the paddle wasn't as likely to leave scars, which could lower the market value of the slave. So these were used as a tool of abuse for abusing slaves. And when at the Civil War, after that was done, after slavery was banned, New Jersey said, well, since slavery is banned, we have to ban the paddle along with it, since it was used on slaves. Slavery itself was abuse, and it was used for abusing slaves, so they weren't going to allow it. But unfortunately, there's still some 20 states that do allow it, and there's still some 20 states that allow this deadly instrument of abuse that was used on slaves. They allow it to be used on school children. So anyway, I'm going to give a martial arts demonstration right now. I'm going to demonstrate this technique called the stomp kick. Now the stomp kick, the way it works is on a downed opponent, you stomp down. It's very useful to be used on an opponent when they're on the ground. It's called the stomp kick. And as useful as it is on a downed opponent, you lift your foot up and you strike down with the heel. It can also be used to smash a paddle, as I will now demonstrate. See? There you have it. Smash this paddle right in half. Now, this was a pretty good break. It was against the grain, you know. Wood is much harder to break when it's against the grain. That's why in the martial arts, usually those pan breaks and so forth are done with the grain, why it breaks clean. But this one splintered because it was against the grain. So I just broke this paddle right in half, made out of hardwood, a strong oak wood. I just broke it right in half. So all you high school administrators, particularly you high school administrators out there who think you can paddle teenagers, guess again. I never went to a school that paddled, but if I did, if I went to one of your schools, you administrators who think you can paddle teenagers, and you know who you are, this is what I would do with your paddles. I'd break it right in half, just like this. You know, a teenager can do that. You know, they can break your paddle just like I did. So all you administrators who think you can paddle teenagers, and you know who you are, this is what would end up with your paddle. A teenager will just break your paddle in half. That's certainly what I would have done. You'd end up with this. A broken paddle. How do you like this? How do you like having a broken paddle, huh? Make it useless. I just stomp right through it, you see? And yeah, you can't paddle when your paddle's broken, now can you? So that's what teenagers should do. And you administrators out there who think you can paddle teenagers, what if one of those teenagers you try to paddle, what if the teenager happens to be a black belt? Then what, huh? Then what are you going to do? See, so this is what all you teenagers out there should do. Break those paddles. Sign up for classes in the martial arts. It'll teach you how to break stuff. This is really fun. That was really fun breaking this paddle. And you know, this is my symbol now, is the broken paddle. So this would be great to parade around with these broken paddles, how to abolish corporal punishment. So if we want to abolish corporal punishment, it's really up to the students and it's up to the teenagers. And so this is how you handle paddles. That's how the stomp kick works. And that's how you break a paddle. All right? Thank you, YouTube viewers. Thank you for watching my video. Until next time, see ya.